Are you at a point in your life where you just can't see your hard work getting paid off? You try and you try, yet for some reason you keep on failing? You might feel like this is the end of the world and ask yourself, what's the point? Believe it or not, this is actually a really good thing. Accepting your shortcomings will only make you stronger and more successful in the long run. So keep watching to see the 10 surprising benefits of embracing your failure. There's a very high chance that you might be doing it wrong. Number 10. Building resilience. The first thing about failing is that it helps you become much more resilient. Psychologists have defined this as a phase in which you adapt to a situation that goes south. This can be a failed exam, financial shortcomings, relationship problems, or not getting the job offer you hope to get. Consider it bouncing back from a problem, ready for the next thing, and doing better than before. Remember that there are things that you can control in your life to help you get through the most difficult of situations, and resilience is the stepping stone to help you do just that. One of the ways to approach this is by building the right connections in your life. Surround yourself with people who aren't afraid to show empathy and validate how you feel during a major setback in your life. The people you talk to at this time can go a really long way in personal growth. If you're talking to people who do nothing but point out your flaws and laugh at your failures, what are the chances of bouncing back? In case you find yourself back to square one, you'll know what to do, how to act, and who to talk to once you build your resilience. Number 9. Turning this into a learning lesson. You've probably heard this one more times than you can count, but it's probably the best way to go about it. Look back at what you did wrong, and the improvements will reveal themselves right in front of you. Didn't wear the right suit? Didn't study from the right material? Maybe you didn't remember your partner's birthday. Well, this is your sign to buy yourself a calendar. See, there's a reason why managers from some of the biggest industries all over the world want their employees to learn from their failures. They just want to help their organization succeed the way they know how to. If you let your failures slide and don't learn from them, you'll never know what you did wrong in the first place. You do want to get out of this little cycle and succeed, don't you? Number 8. Pursuing innovation. You've probably had that sudden burst of imagination after failing at something. This is your brain thinking outside the box. Allow yourself to come up with new solutions for different tasks and obstacles along the way, because no matter how bizarre they sound to you at first, they will come in handy. This is all part of the learning process because of the creativity that you unleash once failure hits you. One way to go about this is to allow yourself to think of anything and everything. You may think of a daily routine to do the things you couldn't do last time, and it may sound completely impossible at first. You could also have a completely different idea that seems to be out of the ordinary. Allow yourself to have all those thoughts. This is the beauty of how the mind works when it fails. If you don't step out of your comfort zone, you'll keep on repeating the same mistakes over and over again. Think outside the box, and in a few weeks' time, you might just forget about ever failing in the first place. If you stick to what you failed within the first place, you'll end up realizing why it failed in the first place. Remember, change is good. Number 7. Failure brings authenticity. When one doesn't succeed, they slowly come to terms with being vulnerable and authentic. In other words, you're not shying away from the real you. Sometimes you might face a major setback because of things you can't change about yourself. But guess what? This is another learning lesson for you. Don't hide your flaws when you try again. As a matter of fact, own those flaws and be as 100% genuine as you can be. Embrace the wrongs and make a right as long as you know that you want to change in your life. There's no need to pretend to be someone you're not. If you try to please others by not being your true self, there'll be a point in time when you'll simply burn out. In the modern world, a lot of people burn out from the work they do with the whole air quote grind set. Would you rather take that route or burn out from being someone you're not? Number 6. Failure motivates you more. To some people, failure would be a discouraging experience. They think there's no point in trying again and working harder because they'll end up with the same result. But with the right mindset, you could be one of those people who see this as another opportunity. It can fire up something inside you and crave the success you feel you deserve to prove to yourself and those around you. So let's say you couldn't land that big promotion after working day and night for your company. Are you going to work less and risk getting fired? Absolutely not. You strive for that promotion so your employers know who they're dealing with and have them ask themselves why they didn't give you a raise in the previous quarter. Number 5. Greater humility. Coming to terms with failure also helps keep you grounded and humble. Before you found out you didn't succeed, you probably thought you were invincible and on top of the world. Sure, this is a great confidence boost everyone should have, but in the real world, you'll have to tone it down a bit. It's valuable in a lot of ways. For starters, having humility improves your relationships with others. You'll be more approachable the next time and willing to get any feedback on what you did wrong. It will also help you be open to learning and encouraging a growth mindset. On top of that, your pride and ego, something that does nothing but hurt people, will be as low as ever. See? Accept failure. Stay humble, and you'll go so far in life that this lost attempt will be long forgotten. Number 4. Improved adaptability. When you hear the word adapt, it doesn't mean surviving in the wild. When it comes to failure, it could feel like that, but it's much more rewarding. Crossing this out of your list isn't really important because it'll come to you regardless. Failure will make you rethink your plans and strategies and find solutions. Not only is this a way to improve your problem-solving skills, but it also helps you survive in a rapidly changing world. When your initial plans don't work out, you're likely to consider another method or path to achieve similar goals. Maybe it's applying to another company or settling with lower grades and picking yourself from there. It's all part of the grand scheme of things and improving yourself to accept the things that aren't in your power. Adapting to new things will also help you pivot and embrace things the way they are. Who knows? Maybe you'll find comfort in the other thing instead. Number 3. Learning patience. As an old saying goes, patience is a virtue. Whoever said that is absolutely right, because being a patient person is probably the most rewarding thing ever. With this quality, you learn that success isn't something you can achieve overnight. Come to think of it, success is the one thing that can't be done without patience. A lot of people will throw in the towel because they think weeks of hard work will get them what they want. Well, sorry to burst your bubble, but achieving your goals could take up to months or even years. To be a more patient person, you shouldn't let things that take time bother you. Plus, having this mentality is the most realistic approach you could take. Number 2. Better risk management. Success is all about taking the big leap of faith and putting all your cards on the table. But after experiencing failure, you come to terms with the reality of things. You can't take massive risks thinking that it will be good for you. Failure will help you understand what's doable and what's not, what's practical and what isn't. If you're going through a situation as described in this video, you'll know what opportunities to take the next time and what opportunities to avoid. There are just too many things on the line these days, and the last thing you'd want to do is have it all thrown away again. Number 1. Learning empathy. Putting success stories aside for a second, being a better person to those around you is just as important. After experiencing failure, you know what the people around you who are dealing with the same thing are going through. Failure is a universal experience that everyone faces at one point in their life or the other. When you face it for the first time, you realize how emotionally challenging it is for others. Learning from this shared experience should help you be more empathetic toward others. If you choose to ignore the feeling and give the people around you a hard time, you'll lose the important support systems around you that would help you during hard times. Oh, and a lot of people are strong believers in karma, so do what you wish with that information. So these were the 10 things that you can learn from failure. If you act now, you'll benefit in future opportunities and stay prepared for what's to come. Hope this video helped, and be sure to subscribe to see more of this content.